LMFM.
The PPI Radio Award-winning Late Lunch.
LMFM.
I am delighted today to welcome back to Late Lunch a returning guest. I always love when she joins me, and she's here for a special reason because she has a brand new book. She is the woman behind the Vroom-Town series of children's books. Emer Conlon, it's great to see you again.
Hi Gerry, great to be back.
If they could see the studio with the... It's a children's... what would you describe it as? It's an Aladdin's Den for children this afternoon Late Lunch because you have these lovely big graphics of some of your characters. Now, the big news is, from Vroom-Town's point of view, hello, girls.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to announce that we've got a little bit of girl power now in Vroom-Town with Sparkle. And Sparkle's a beautiful pink and purple truck with diamond encrusted hard hat. And as I say, her name is Sparkle. She's going to add another depth now to the books, and I can't wait for people to meet her.
So the boys are getting a little bit of elbowing over. There's a girl on the scene now, and which of course I know boys, mainly aimed at boys, your series of books, but girls love them as well. But now there is a girl character in the latest book.
Exactly. And you know what, Gerry, I've done a few readings around different schools and libraries so far over the last couple of weeks since I've had the book. And when I've asked at the end who their favourite character is, some boys also have put up their hand to say their favourite character is Sparkle. Sparkle is Screech's cousin, and she's come to visit. And the question at the end that I also ask them with our interaction is, will she stay in Vroom-Town? So we've had great positive feedback, and I'm hoping she'll be here for another story.
She certainly will. This is the third now in the series. It began with Tim the Tipper, then Terry the Terrible followed, and now we have Screech the Small Truck, a caught in the cave, his adventure being caught in the cave. How long is this one in the making?
This is in the making probably, I wrote the story about a year and a half ago, and I was working on the illustrations all over the summer, got those done, and literally we were ready to file print. And only about a month ago, Gerry, I made the decision, and to date sales have been going really well, and people have been eager to get the third book, which is just terrific. And the story, as I say all the time, the story is the easiest part to write. That is the quickest and the most fun and everything to write, and the work then starts thereafter, you know. You
do these illustrations yourself?
I do sketches of them, yeah. And then I give them then to somebody way more talented than I. In this case, it's John McCormick. He's terrific. He does the illustrations then from me, takes what I've given him and does the illustrations, and he's just terrific. He's so brilliant.
He is brilliant because these books are absolutely top-notch. Where do you get them printed?
They're actually printed locally in Winter's Print here in Drogheda, and terrific service, terrific company. It's amazing, isn't it?
It would stand on any shelf with any children's book anywhere in the world. I love the colour. I love the storyline in this one as well, and the introduction of the new character is something else. So we have 3 now in the series, and you know, I might as well tell you already, Emer has brought along some copies of her new book, Screech the Small Truck. They're aimed at boys and girls between what age?
Between 4 to 7, but actually the 2 and 3 year olds just love the characters and things like that. So I would say right up to 7, from 1 to 7, I would say.
Well, I can only give you this endorsement. Our Louise was telling me when she heard you were coming back today that last time we were here some time ago, you left a copy of the book with us for Louise and her children as well, and they read it regularly in the house. It's never been left aside. They love it, and they love the story and the familiarity of it. Would you like a copy for someone in your house, some littly, or maybe someone you know, or a little gift for Christmas for somebody? We have some copies of the book to give away. It's Vroom-Town, the adventure of Screech the Small Truck, caught in the cave with a new character. Oh yes, excitement indeed. She's in there for the first time, Sparkle. If you'd like a copy of the book, text me now to 53958 with the word truck. Just text truck to 53958 with your details, and we'll pick some listeners for that lovely gift this Christmas time before you leave us. Well, after, you'll probably be gone, but we'll do it afterwards anyway, Emer. Let's catch up a little bit with you and what you've been doing, because things are moving all the time with this project, and it's just rumbling along now nicely for you. You were in New York recently.
I was in New York actually in September with the launch of our first book there officially on the shelves in all bookstores throughout America, which is amazing. And also when I was there earlier this year, I actually met with Nickelodeon with the view to making Vroom-Town into an animated series. So that's just terrific.
On the horizon. So there's discussions going on about this.
Yes, well, we had the meeting and things move very slowly, Gerry. I obviously want everything done today. All the yeses in the hour, you know. But yes, that's something on the cards. And also then when I was preparing for my visit in September, I contacted the Cartoon Network. And, you know, you just can't make one form of contact. You have to keep persevering. And after about 5 or 6 attempts to try and get through to the correct person, I had to shelve that. But would you believe that 2 weeks ago, I got an email from them to say that they'd like to have a chat about my ideas pertaining to making Vroom-Town into an animated series as well. So it's so exciting.
It's a double whammy. So and that came through a London link for you, ironically, to the States. So you have the Cartoon Network. We all are familiar, of course, with Nickelodeon and the powerhouse that they are as well. So I remember the first time I met you way back, I did say to you, when you just had the first book, that I saw ultimately the potential in this to go global and to be made into. So please God, 2015 is going to bring those dreams and make them come true for you. I really do, because you're one of the best. I really mean that. And what you do is just fantastic. And of course, we must remind everybody, are you still with McIlvanny's?
Yes, I am. I'm still doing a real job as well, Gerry. Yeah, I am. We're still over there in Monaghan now and keeping the whole Scania trucks going and the Volkswagen commercial vehicles. So we're very busy over there, which is terrific as well. It's just a case of managing time, and I still am doing the 15, 16, now it's up the last couple of weeks, 17-hour days. But you know what? When you can see progress, it's worth it. And you know, as you say, 2 years ago, I was here 2 years ago actually, and you very kindly invited me into the studio, and it's so much has happened and so much progress. But I suppose when you're doing it on a daily basis, you forget to take a step back and say,
yes,
wow, look what's just happened there, you know. But hopefully now this will be 2015 will be the year, will be Vroom-Town's year.
The whole concept began because you work in the business. Wasn't that it? Is that where the idea came from? That's
exactly where it came from, Gerry. I was literally looking out the window, and all of the little boys would be coming in with their dads to, the dads would be customers obviously, and they would just be in awe of the trucks. They love the sound, they love the roarness of it. And I thought to myself, you know what, there's nothing out there for little boys. Regarding trucks, there was Thomas the Tank Engine. There's now planes and cars since, but boys love trucks, and hence, as you correctly said earlier, the books were aimed with boys in mind. However, as a result of the colour and the actual story, girls don't read. They're not really bothered that it's trucks. They can see past that, and they love the story, and that's an absolute fact. And I know that from doing readings, etc., myself, and from feedback from customers all around the country. But I thought to myself that we'll add a little girl truck, and I'm so pleased we did, because in talking with Nickelodeon and the Cartoon Network, they need to keep the gender balance equal. So the very fact that Sparkle was on her way when I spoke with Nickelodeon, and certainly in the fray when I was chatting with the Cartoon Network, it was a great thing to have, because they can't be seen to be supporting boys only, and it wouldn't fly with them at all. So Sparkle is a great addition for a number of reasons now, you know. And the third book, Bullydozer and Terrible Terry join forces, so I've added an extra bit of boy for them to compensate in case they got a bit wary of the pink girl truck coming in. And actually, I didn't need to, because the boys love the story. That's just it, you know.
The names: Terrible Terry the truck, Trevor the tractor, Fergus the ferry, Bullydozer, Screech the pickup truck, and Theo the tipper. I love them. Nozzle, who is Nozzle?
Oh, Nozzle, and it's Noz to his friends, Gerry, so you can call him Noz.
Noz, can I? Thank you.
Yeah. He actually looks after all of the trucks and makes sure they're full of diesel and they're working and fit for the road. He's a little robot, and he has a spiral neck that he can stretch himself up and see lots of things. And he also has a super duper hard hat from which that he can have loads of different glasses that he can see through things, and he's got lasers and everything. So he's a great fun addition to the mix.
And of course you have Quentin and Bill Byrne. Where did that name come? He's the man that owns the yard and the trucks, isn't he?
Exactly, he is.
Is that a real person? Is that based on somebody we know?
No, it's not. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. That's my story now. I'll tell you off air. I know. It was more.
I think there's a little grain of truth in that question. But we're not going to go down that road. Anyway, it's a good Irish name, isn't it, Bill Byrne?
Absolutely, yeah. Quick, to the point, yeah. And I think it was more the alliteration of it all that it worked well, yeah.
So, this is a lot happening with this. You have the 9-to-5 job as well, but this running along on the side, it does take time. As you can get impatient, I'm sure, with this in time. I'm a bit like that myself with things. I like things to happen but you'll need a bit of patience here. You
do. You need patience and also persistence, because people think that, you send something in, even to the likes of Eason's or Argosy, the other distributors in Ireland, and you think that they're going to come back to you. And I have to realise that actually nobody really cares about me. They have their jobs to do, and that's their priority. And that's understandable. So you have got to keep ringing and following up and emailing, not to the extent that you're annoying, because that's just going to turn the other way altogether. But these people get so many proposals in on a daily basis and so many contacts, etc., that you need to just be quietly persistent in the background, I think. And it is very slow. Patience and perseverance is the key. And I have those, but sometimes they run a little bit thin, I have to be honest. But, we'll keep going.
But that is the thing. Not to be overbearing, but at the same time, just to keep that gentle pressure on there, pushing your agenda, trying to move this on to where you ultimately see it. So in terms of writing this story and making the story, you say that is the easy part, but then writing and verse has, you've told me before, generally come easy to you.
Yes, it does actually. I mean, I could sit down and write a story within 10 or 15 minutes, and the ideas just come. And once you have a concept for a story, or really identify who the baddie's going to be this time, it just really flows. And as I say, that is the easiest, peasiest part of the process. Then you're into 6 to 9 months of getting the book from the piece of paper that you've scribbled it on to actually what you have in your hand there, and then that's, again, I would look back at that and say, well, that was easy, because you know what? It's the promotion, the marketing, and trying to get on the shelf and trying to let people know you're on the shelf. Then it's a whole other thing. But I'm enjoying it, Gerry.
So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? When you have something you're passionate about and you're terrific at, and you produce books like this, why wouldn't you? I want to mention it again. It's the third in the series of Vroom-Town. It's called The Adventure of Screech the Small Truck Caught in the Cave, with the brand new, beautiful pink sparkle girl truck in there as well. We've some copies to give away on Late Lunch. All you have to do is text truck to 53958 and we'll pick some winners. I see a message here I think I'll give. Little Oren Connor, I'm told, is a great reader. He's only 3 but reading books already. What do you think?
Oh, fantastic.
I think we'll give one to Oren Connor there. Yeah. Oren, you have one, that's for starters. There's loads of messages coming into us. I just spotted that as it popped through there on my text machine beside me. So into 2015, developing these leads, contacts, that's the plan. Will there be another book, or what are you going to do? Have you any thoughts around that?
Well, I tell you, yes, there will hopefully be another book. I have another 9 now stories completely written, so it's a case of, well, which one will we run with? But I'm committed in America to having my second book, which is Terry the Terrible Tractor Unit, released over there in March. So that's book 2 then will be available in America. And I think probably August, if I was to do a third book, I should say, and I'm going to actually include, I'll give a little bit of a snippet away, an American truck. So he's going to come over from America. He's going to have, tattoos on his body and on his cab and stuff like that. So he's going to ruffle a few feathers, I'm sure, with Bully Dozer and Terrible Terry, but we'll see.
And for yourself, I'm sure the hope is, as we said before, that Nickelodeon or the Cartoon Network will take this, and then that will move it on to some extent. Here in Ireland, what about this new book? Where can it be got?
This book is available throughout bookstores in the entire island of Ireland, and it's also available on Amazon and our own website, Vroom-Town.ie. So it's widely available, and which is great as well. Certainly with independent bookstores too throughout the country is fantastic. So
is that a hard sell? Is it a hard sell to get onto the shelf space? You're talking about you're in America now. It's your first one. Your second one is to follow through a distributor there. But what about in Ireland? Do you have to do all the donkey work there yourself as well?
Definitely. And you see, the thing is, Gerry, as well, distributors don't really like taking on self-published authors, which is understandable. They want to have a portfolio of people. It's easier for them to deal with the publisher who has maybe 100 titles or 50 titles, you know, because they're representing authors themselves. But I'm self-published, so it is trying to persuade them, listen, I'm going to work very hard to make sure that the books are sold from your shelves, because that's what they want to know as well. It's all right having a book on a shelf, but people need to know it's there, and the distributor and their customers, which would be the shops throughout Ireland, the bookstores throughout the country, they all need to make money and they all need to take their cut. And therefore, self-published authors sometimes don't have the marketing experience that I have, and therefore they kind of do a little bit to the best that they can, which is terrific. But it doesn't necessarily get national. And luckily I have the marketing experience that I'm able to make sure that I try and let people know it's there. And therefore they've taken me on. They've taken on the second book and the third book now, which is great. But it is a hard slog. And to any self-published author out there, or somebody who's trying to get on the shelves nationwide in Ireland, I would say persistence. Keep going and try every angle and everything that you can do, and you know, work on getting people to know about your book first, and then be able to say, listen, I have this number of column inches. I've been on radio and shows like Gerry Kelly, because he's terrific and won the award. And I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you and your team again on that amazing award that you won.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and it's about just keeping going. Really it is.
This woman will never stop, and why should she when you have something as brilliant as this? A wonderful idea, first class finished product, and we want to see that on the TV screens sooner rather than later. It's been a pleasure. And of course these lovely big, what do you call these that we have here?
They're cardboard cutouts.
The cardboard cutouts. Yeah. If you get those into the shops, aren't they the thing? They attract the attention. They're the things.
Absolutely. The kids are drawn to them.
Yeah, and that's the key there. Wish you well with the new book. Again, we have some copies to give away of Emer Conlon's Vroom-Town, number 3 in the series, The Adventure of Screech, the small truck caught in the cave, in bookshops now. And check her out as well on www.vroom. What's that? That's a hyphen.
Yeah.
I nearly lost there. Thanks for helping me. Vroom-town.ie. Great to see you again. Happy Christmas and all the best for 2015.
Happy Christmas, Gerry. Thank you so much again. You're a star.
LMFM. The PPI Radio Award-winning Late Lunch.